Yes, I'm back. So in the last video we covered my hypothesis that there was a cutting jig that would do the simple rotational lathing tasks, where you could simply lathe in at 90 degrees to your center of rotation and happy days. The question everyone's asking is, well, you can't rotationally lathe between these handles. Yes, albeit we could have some cutting blades here that could give us the outer edge of these handles, but effectively you would have a donut shape the whole way around the vase. So you still need to get this surface here in line with your vase curvature. Now you'll see in other videos there's been analysis that there's multiple circular planes, etc. And so just to demonstrate the next part of my thinking clearly, we're just going to focus on one circular plane. And again, this is a vase of my own making. I'm not claiming this is any particular dynastic vase, but I'm just trying to demonstrate a concept. So how do we do a nice circular finish in keeping with the rest of the vase, because we can't just spin through, otherwise our blades are going to grind these handles off and you're going to get a perfectly round vase. So my thinking is, now I want you to imagine this vase form is inside a solid cube of granite. So it's an imaginary vase which is inside a solid cube of granite, yet to be revealed. Okay? What if early in the process those points are triangulated? Now I think the Egyptians here, or the pre-dynastic people, they weren't surface thinkers. Not only did they think about the surface of an object, but they could think their way through it. They could think their way through, and we'll look at this. They didn't just see the outsides of a cube. They thought three-dimensionally all the way through the interior. Okay, that's a very important thing to consider. And I believe dimensionally that they could cut this cube up into very fine increments, like a grid pattern, vertical and horizontal. We'll come back to that a bit later. Now imagine the vase form in the center of that cube of granite, not yet revealed. What if an angular core cut was made down to a precise depth? Now, bear with me. Yes, you say, but that core cut, say you stopped a little bit short of your finished vase, it would be rough. You'd snap that off at the bottom. Sure you would. But what if that core was removed? Okay. What if then a core that was tighter in that hole was put in, and the end of the core was concave to the exact curvature needed for the circular or spherical plane that you've planned into your vase? Now, you could repeat that process by moving your core cutter around and pre-polishing that surface all the way around, and you could replicate the sphere that you have predetermined for your jig. You could replicate it between your handles by using this concaved core polisher, putting it back into the core cut, and of course spinning it. Okay, so you've got basically a circular grinder with the perfect spherical head, if you like. But all you're doing is reusing a granite core. Now, granite on granite will grind. Not as effectively as something of a higher density to granite, but it will grind. Like on like grinds. Okay, now if you move that core around, so you cut another one and you cut another one. Now see what my pencil's doing, because we have to get around, you know, I mean, apart from the thickness of the handles, you've got about 180 degrees to cover, where you're going to have to move and repeat that polishing process. Okay, so you're going to need some angular guidance for that core cutting and core polishing process. So I'll leave you with that thinking, and we'll see you on the next video.